Well, I'm back in my Suburban, and this guy is back. This is a different one. That's not the big guy. And he's getting nervous because I just looked over here, and there were some wild turkeys. There they are. Oh, look at that. The turkey scared him off. How's that? Look at that. He's scared of turkeys. Turkey scared him. A couple more. Isn't that something? They're coming over here for the corn. That's a family. A couple of hens, a bunch of chicks. There's one keeping watch. And they found the corn. Look at all this meat walking around out here, and I'm not allowed to shoot them. You know? 100 years ago, I could have filled my freezer with these guys. And one or two of those deer. Well, not a freezer, you know what I mean. I could have had lots of meat for the winter. A couple of big ones. Big hens. The males they're just like the deer. The males don't travel with them. But southern Ohio, when I was living down there before the pandemic, there were lots of turkeys. They had reintroduced them in the Zaleski Forest and the areas down there by Athens, Ohio. And you would see a couple of dozen big male turkeys all hanging around together, crossing the road. That's pretty funny. They chased off that big deer. So it goes. As far as my situation goes, and I'll say it again because it's true, these millions of migrants that they brought in deliberately to destroy our society have destroyed me. Thousands of them, tens of thousands, maybe more actually, hundreds of thousands have come to Central Ohio. First it was the Somalians 10 years ago. And then now it's all kinds of people from every you-know-what country in the world. They brought them here to destroy our economy and wipe guys like me out. Because they're giving them thousands of dollars a month. They're paying their rent for 2 or 3 years. And they gave them driver's licenses, which I was asked for a birth certificate. And I'm a native Ohio. I'm a Native American. Yeah. My people have been here since just after the Civil War, Germans. I digress. And what has happened is they've all gotten cars, nice cars, because these dealerships love these people, and the government makes the payments. They pay their insurance, they pay everything. So these guys are out there doing airport trips and shit for a fraction of what I have to charge. I mean, 3-4 years ago, even before, I was getting top dollar for my Suburban and my Cadillac. And, you're talking $125 an hour, you know, easily make $1,000 or more driving, just taking people to dinner and for an evening or a show. And that's all gone. It's all disappeared because these guys, I went on Google, and before the pandemic and just after, you could count the number of black car and limo services on one hand, literally, in Columbus, Ohio. And I went on there recently since the phone stopped ringing this past couple of years, and there were 40 car services, all fly-by-night not immigrants, they're illegals. They're not immigrating here, they're not migrants, they've been brought here deliberately to destroy what we have, and it works. And, you know, if some guy who can barely speak English says he'll do it for $50, you know, or less, you know, that and Uber and Lyft, I drove for them for a couple years back, a few years ago, 2016, 2017. They were absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. And they don't care. They go through drivers. Most drivers last less than a year with those services. And it's all these immigrant guys, all immigrant. Even they got me saying it. It's all these illegal guys out driving free cars and shit. And it's just devastated me. It's wiped me out. For the first time in 20 years, I was overdrawn at the bank. First time in 20 years. These guys, they can hear me. They're sitting there. Two of them are watching me. There's the guards. And there's the couple of hens and all the chicks. Smart birds, but even here, you know, I don't know where these guys came from because they weren't here the last couple of years. Somebody's introduced them, or whoop, there they go. Because normally they wouldn't get near you, you know, especially hunting season down south. But here, they got no hunting pressure. That's probably why they're here. There's a hunting area north of here in Delaware County. And, whoops. They probably got hunted, chased out of there, and they've come south. So here they are. And I'm not allowed to shoot them or eat them. I think that's something. It might get to the point where I'll be driven to that. I'll become a poacher on the king's lands. But nothing's changed in thousands of years, let's face it. The kings become richer. Trillions of dollars just wasted, stolen. It's not wasted, it goes into their offshore accounts and into their illegitimate businesses and corporations. And guys like me just get driven to the wall. But I tell you, man, I'm about ready. I'm not going to say it because I'm going to post these. But there's only so far you can push a guy, you know. Killdozer was a prime example. I mean, and that guy had money. He was just so fed up with being treated like shit by local government and rich people. He had sold his business for like $400,000. He gave it to his family and built the Killdozer. Made a statement. He didn't get very far. But I don't have that kind of wherewithal. So. The FBI, when you're listening, go fuck yourselves.